pull back both of our enchantments. So here comes Overlord, and here comes Summon Knights of Round. Create those 3 token copies. All right, so opponent, I mean, if they do have another shock land, an Essence Channeler can go over the top. That would be a little bit unfortunate. But I don't really see how they get through this right now. They do have something to go over the top. Ooh, and they have some more flying creatures, so Get Lost is actually going to be pretty nice right now, even though they can transfer those counters over to the Angel. We're taking 8 damage. And they attack with the Johnny, which honestly is kind of crazy. I will take the trade, because again, if Overlord's in the graveyard, we can just pull him back. I guess they do have the... it's Restoration Magic. Yikes, and that one pushes that one up to 9. So we are down to 1 HP into Dream. All right, we'll take this Overlord, and you know what? We'll actually go with another Lost in Littjara. How have we not found the cloning of Shredder? This is absolutely ridiculous. We are basically halfway through our deck, and we have not found a single one. Get to draw 2, which is 2 lands. Discard a card. We'll drop off Summon Bahamut. And if we can survive for 1 turn, I think we can get the opponent. But, oh my gosh, guys, this combo is really hard to pull off. And if they have a Sheltered by Ghosts, I have 6. Which, I mean, of course they do. Why would they not have it? They're able to find 2 Sheltered by Ghosts in the top 15 cards of their library. And I can't find a cloning of Shredder in the top half of my library. Shuffler's fine, guys. You can't complain about it. This is 6 damage in the air. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video, and we are looking at some more of the TMNT cards. And today we're looking at the cloning of Shredder. For 6 mana, we get an enchantment. On chapter 1, it pops off, and we get to exile a creature card from our graveyard and make a token copy of it, except it isn't legendary. And then chapter 2 and 3 basically say we get to create another token copy of the creature that we exiled. And so a really funny creature to exile would be Ojer. For 6 mana, we get a 6/6, and again, we won't have to cast him for 6 mana because cloning of Shredder will exile Ojer, so we can play him for free. And then on chapter 2 and 3, we're creating a token copy of Ojer, but the text on him says that if a token is created, we create 3 times that many tokens. So then that just pops off so incredibly hard. I think we can hit the token max limit on Arena pretty easily. But one thing that I really like about cloning of Shredder is it says exile a target creature from our graveyard, make a token copy of it, except it isn't legendary. And there's actually another card from the Spider-Man set that kind of has that same wording, and that is Lost in Littjara. For 4 mana, we get this enchantment Saga down, and on chapter 1, we get to Surveil 3, so we can throw some things into the graveyard, which is really nice. Maybe throw in an Ojer. And then on chapter 2, we can create it says the next creature spell we cast, we make a token copy of it that isn't legendary. And I have played Lost in Littjara with Yuna Yuna Hope of Spira, and this was honestly one of my favorite decks when I made it a while back now. And I think it just got such a good upgrade with the cloning of Shredder, because we get to hopefully cast Lost in Littjara, and then on chapter 2 we can then cast Yuna, and then we'll have 2 Yunas on the battlefield. Hopefully we can pull back a cloning of Shredder, because Yuna says at the beginning of our end step we get to pull back an enchantment from the graveyard, so then we can pull back the cloning of Shredder, and then we can hopefully exile Ojer. And since we cast Yuna on chapter 2 of Lost in Littjara, we'll have another Yuna on the battlefield, so then she can maybe pull back an Overlord of the Mistmoors, who of course makes those insect tokens, which could hopefully be tripled up with Ojer. Or maybe if we're really lucky, we can even pull back a Summon Knights of the Round, who makes those 3 2/2 tokens, which again, maybe we also have an Ojer as well, so then we get to triple those up as well. And maybe if we don't have any of those cards, another really good enchantment / creature that we can bring back either with Yuna or with cloning of Shredder would be Summon Bahamut. We get a flying 9/9 dragon that is a Saga enchantment. It's chapter 1 and 2 says we get to destroy a non-land permanent, which is really nice. Chapter 3 says draw 3 cards. and Chapter 4. I don't think we ever make it to Chapter 4 because opponents usually scoop it up by then. So yeah, that's honestly the deck. It's a Yuna deck, and I think this new card, Cloning of Shredder, can actually help us just pull off some absolute shenanigans. The rest of the deck, Overlord of the Hauntwoods, again, this is an enchantment that you can bring back with Yuna. It is a creature that you could bring back with Cloning of Shredder, and this Overlord of the Hauntwoods, we create a everywhere land token, so that helps us ramp a bit. We are playing with Overlord of the Floodpits. This one helps us draw and discard because we do want some of these cards in our graveyard. And again, these count as enchantments that Yuna can bring back, and they count as creatures that the Cloning of Shredder can bring back. And then since we are playing a pretty expensive deck, you guys can see a lot of 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 mana cards. Well, then Day of Judgment, just to help kind of wipe the board, as well as Get Lost for some targeted removal. And then finally, we have Cash Grab to mill some cards, Esper Origin to throw some cards in the graveyard, and summon Fenrir for a little tiny bit of ramp as well. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's see if Yuna can get lost in Littjara, and maybe she'll encounter the Cloning of Shredder to pull back Ojer and summon Knights of the Round. I'll see you guys in the games. All right, we got to go first. You know what? We keep this hand. We get some Surveil on turn 1 and 2, and then turn 3 we can go Overlord, so I can dig it. Another land. We don't need that one, even though technically that would be land number 5 for Yuna, but I'm sure we'll draw a land before then. Opponent looking to be a life gain deck, so Get Lost is a pretty nice draw. And then the question is, do we go with an untapped land so that we can maybe destroy an Ajani or something like that? I don't think so. I don't think we have to do that. We will get Overlord into the graveyard, and then turn 3 is the Overlord of the Flood Pit. Draw 2 cards, drop off summon Knights of Round, and hopefully by turn 5, oh my gosh, guys, this is coming together so nicely. So yeah, here comes Overlord. We'll impend it. Draw 2. Drop off 1. So opponent is just your standard mono-white life gain slop. Let's call it what it is. Mono-white life gain slop. I know it's very budget friendly. A lot of newer players like it. It just is a really good deck. All right, deck. Please give us... Oh, for sure we'll find a land. So we get land number 4, and then we play Lost in Littjara, and we have 2 creatures to pull back. Hopefully Lost in Littjara can maybe get down a... what is it called? The Legend of Shredder? The Cloning of Shredder. The Legend of Shredder. All right, Essence Channeler. So yeah, like I said, just your typical mono-white life gain slop. This deck could honestly be created by Grok or ChatGPT. And we do draw the 5th land. So, guys, things are coming together so nicely. Let's hope Lost in Littjara can maybe mill a few nice things. Only thing we would have to worry about is if they have a Sheltered by Ghosts taking our Lost in Littjara next turn. That would be sad. That would be sad. Opponent is thinking about it. It could be a Shard Mage's Rescue. That is the only thing I can think of right now. Wow, 3 lands off the top. That is a terrible hit, but at the same time, I'm glad I'm not going to be drawing those 3 lands in a row. We'll even hit the opponent with lands, am I right? All right, so we're going to take a pretty big beating this turn. Oh, and they're playing red. Why are they playing red? Johnny's Pridemate. Just don't have a Sheltered by Ghosts. Yeah, sure, pump your team up. Taking 8 damage, so we're down to 10. But that looks to be it. Oh, of course we have to draw Cloning of Shredder right now. That is really unfortunate, but we'll go with our game plan. Here comes Yuna. Create a non-legendary copy of Yuna. And then we can pull back both of our enchantments. Pull back both of our enchantments. So here comes Overlord, and here comes Summon Knights of Round. Create those 3 token copies. All right, so opponent, I mean, if they do have another shock land, an Essence Channeler can go over the top. That would be a little bit unfortunate. But I don't really see how they get through this right now. They do have something to go over the top. Ooh, and they have some more flying creatures, so Get Lost is actually going to be pretty nice right now, even though they can transfer those counters over to the Angel. We're taking 8 damage. And they attack with the Johnny, which honestly is kind of crazy. I will take the trade. Because again, if Overlord's in the graveyard, we can just pull him back. I guess they do have the... it's Restoration Magic. Yikes, and that one pushes that one up to 9. So we are down to 1 HP into Dream. Ooh. Well, we do get to gain quite a bit of life right now. Esper Origins. So we absolutely have to go with Get Lost. Maybe even on the Angel. All right, first things first, let's attack with you. So we gain 3 life. That is kind of wild that they block with that creature. So we gain 3 life right now. We absolutely have to keep this one, so we have 4 mana available. Let's go with another Lost in Littjara. Surveil 3. That's a nice one to get in the graveyard and summon Knights of Round, and we actually don't need another land. So again, we can pull back 2 enchantments. Pull back 2 enchantments right now. Is Summon Knights of Round legendary? It's not legendary, so we'll bring you back, and this Yuna will bring back this Overlord. So now we do have 2 flyers. This Overlord comes back online, so we have 3 flyers and a Get Lost available to us. Opponent, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Should have maybe saved your Restoration Magic, but... I mean, you do you. Yeah, you can pump up that Essence Channeler. That's fine. I think we're doing it, guys. Don't call it a comeback. Down to 1 HP in a Dream against the life gain slop deck that, like I said, ChatGPT. Oh, and they don't even attack. They're shaking in their boots. They are shaking in their boots. Let's go with Esper Origins. Summon Bahamut in the graveyard. Yeah, I guess we put that Overlord in the graveyard. I don't know how many enchantments we have there. And then let's just honestly gain 2 life. Get rid of 2 lands. And then we attack with you. We'll keep our flyers back. Oh, we'll... Okay, guys, this is it. We'll attack with Overlord. And I guess these 2 can attack. We'll do it like that. So we get to create some more flyers, draw 2 cards, and drop off a card. We're going to drop off the Cloning of Shredder. Oh my gosh, opponent, you are Mr. Lame right now, playing the life gain slop deck. I'm sorry I'm hating right now, but how it was going to work, guys, these creatures have indestructible, so we're gaining 6 life. They could, of course, block this one, so we lose this Overlord, but we were dropping off Cloning of Shredder. Going into our end step, we have 2 Yunas right now. One Yuna for sure was going to bring back the Cloning of Shredder. The other Yuna... Alright, yeah, here's how we were going to do it. They probably block this one, so we lose this Overlord. He goes back into the graveyard. This Yuna will pull back Cloning of Shredder. Its Chapter 1 pops off, so we would choose to pull back Summon Bahamut, so then we could blow up their Essence Channeler, and then with this Overlord dying, this Yuna could pull him back, create 2 more token copies, so I'm going to do it to him, guys. Keep that backhand strong, life gain this, baby. Get him out of here, GG. 1 HP and a Dream, don't call it a comeback, baby. Alright, opponent gets to go first, but we'll try this hand. Hedge Maze to Surveil. Opponent with the Dreaming of Beavers. They could be the turn 2 mill half your deck. I think we can ship back a land because we actually drew a land. So that will be land number 3 for Summon Fenrir. Opponent goes with Storm Chaser's Talent. So I don't think they are the mill deck. And we can go with a nice little cash grab. Ooh, we got the Shredder in the graveyard. I think we just pull back a Plains. Pull back a land. Next turn we can play Summon Fenrir. And I mean, at this point, we're just kind of looking for Yuna. There's a Duress. I guess he gets rid of Day of Judgment. Can't target Ojer attack. He could get rid of the Cloning of Shredder, but we actually don't play any black mana to cast Cloning of Shredder. I guess we could technically do it with the land token that Overlord produces, but indeed, opponent did get rid of Day of Judgment. Probably the smart call. And he goes with the Dark Confidant. And opponent will punch in for 2. Or maybe he keeps the Otter back. Alright, so nice little summon Fenrir. So we will have 5 mana next turn. Let's see. This one's not producing any green yet, and this one... Oh, wait. Forest or an island. This is a forest, so both these are on. So we have double blue. I think we just take another green source, drop this plains down next turn. And then, I mean, I guess we could drop another summon Fenrir. Oh, and it just removes ours. That's okay. We are taking quite a bit of damage. Opponent is more or less tapped out. Oh, and they fully tap out to get another Otter. So we're taking 5 damage this turn, down to 13. Oh, a land is actually a terrible draw for us. Nearly anything would have been better than a land. Alright, well, I guess we can play Ojer attack next turn. Opponent with the Fear of Isolation to bounce a Storm Chaser's talent and just redeploy it. It is a really effective combo or synergy. I find it kind of boring if I'm being real. But maybe the opponent has some different ideas in mind. Probably doesn't attack with Dark Confidant. And he will attack in with both Otters. I would imagine we can at least take one of them out and hope to draw a Day of Judgment, even though how many of those do we play? We only just play one more of them in our deck, so... kind of hoping for a Yuna off the top, if we're being real. Opponent even just has the removal spell. He is tapped out, though. Yuna, it is a 10% chance to draw Yuna, which is the highest percentage in our deck, and let's absolutely go. So here comes Yuna. And we pull back the Cloning of Shredder, and then the Cloning of Shredder can pull back Overlord of the Hauntwoods. And he is just a token copy, but if he survives this turn, then we get to make another token copy of him. And too bad we can't play Ojer attack before that. Even though the opponent does have 2 damage in the air. Ooh, it's getting close. Opponent might even be able to finish us off. So 2 damage in the air is guaranteed, so we're down to 5. Opponent with 1 unknown card in hand, though. I don't think they can pump the Otters up enough to take out these creatures, so if it does go back into our turn, we will at least be able to gain a decent amount of life. There is another Otter on the battlefield. Well, he's going to level that one up to pull back. Oh, and he can sneak it in. Oh, no. So he's going to be able to destroy our Cloning of Shredder, most likely, for just 1 mana. That is pretty nasty. I guess he could also destroy Yuna as well. But it looks like he's going after the Cloning of Shredder. And we only have Summon Fenny in the graveyard. So honestly, not the best enchantment to pull back. The opponent attacks with everyone. That's kind of wild. I mean, we will take out both the Otters, I think, just because the prowess is pretty nasty. Opponent will have to bounce one of these back to their hand. So we're just taking 2 damage, so we're down to 5. And then the question is, what does the opponent remove? The fact that this can remove an enchantment as well. Oh, that is pretty nasty. I'm not 100% sure how this works, because this is only sorcery speed. Is Sneak? I guess Sneak is kind of instant speed, because to cast it, you have to return a non-blocked creature to your hand. So yeah, kind of at instant speed. Opponent does get to pull back. Or not pull back, sorry. Oh, but we drew another Yuna. Let's absolutely go. And, I mean, for sure, we will drop down Yuna. And then we will attack with this Overlord. We will gain 6 life. Opponent is kind of forced to block as well, because they are taking a decent amount of damage from their own Dark Confidant. So we're going back up to 11. Opponent is, I think, losing an Otter. Unless, man, they choose to go down to 5. That is kind of wild. And we can pull back a Summon Fenny. So we have another blocker. Don't think lands really matter too much. And I mean, we do have the Everywhere land tokens now, so we can cast another Cloning of Shredder. Not that we have any good enchantments in the graveyard. And let's see what the opponent does. I guess Fear of Isolation, bounce a Storm Chaser's Talent, play Storm Chaser's Talent, and maybe level it up to pull back a Shredder's Technique. But how much does it cost to level it up? 4 mana, which the opponent does not have. So, ooh, guys, this is getting spicy. And it is just another Fear of Isolation to play out another Storm Chaser's Talent. But again, these Otters aren't that strong. So, opponent, you, I think, are going to be losing to your own Dark Confidant, as they say. Because we will be gaining 12 life next turn, so we're up to 23. Maybe we even attack with Summon Fenny. That's 15 life right there, so then we go up to 26. Cloning of Shredder, I think, disappears. We created another Overlord. Let's go with Esper Origins first. Ooh, 2 lands. We really don't want that. And man, we pulled that back from the brink. Let's absolutely go. I don't know if destroying Yuna was the correct option or not. Of course, we drew one off the top, which was amazing. But we did also have Cloning of Shredder, and I think we had 2 Everywhere land tokens. So I think we could have played Cloning of Shredder and brought back our Yuna as well. Of course, I'm not sure if the opponent knew that or not. I mean, it does say that this card is revealed, so yeah, I don't know if destroying Yuna that one turn was the play or not, but I mean, man, Yuna bringing back Cloning of Shredder, pulling back the Overlord, and then for the next 2 turns, just creating token copies of them. Let's absolutely go. And can you guys imagine what would happen if we had an Ojer attack instead? Wow, that was a really, really good game. So yeah, GG. Guys, I just, for the life of me, cannot seem to go first today. I've had a few matches where we just lose as well, and those we've all gone second as well. I honestly don't think I've gone first at all today. I will keep this hand because we have a pretty nice play line. Hopefully we hit the 3rd land drop. We can go Summon Fenny into Lost in Littjara, into a double Yuna's Hope. We even have the Cash Grab to hopefully drop off some enchantments in the graveyard. Opponent is on a Kithkin deck. Nurturing Pixie to bounce some stuff. Sure, you got it. So we will go with Cash Grab. All right, we got 2 decent enchantments in the graveyard. We will take the Floodfarm Verge so that we can go Summon Fenny, and then we will go Lost in Littjara, and we will get a double Yuna. Unfortunately, we don't have a Shredder. Opponent gonna look for a Plains? No, just another 1 mana creature. So honestly, we kind of need to find a board wipe. We are taking a little bit of a beating right now, and I mean, yeah, had we gone first, this would have been really nice. We do have the Day of Judgment, so I think I actually... Nah, we'll go Summon Fenrir. Just ensure that we hit a Plains right now, because we need double white for Day of Judgment. All right, and they probably don't attack with the Fable of Figure. I hope they play out a few more creatures. Oh, this is amazing. We're getting Summon Fenrir back, so we'll be able to find another land. Juicy. Taking 7 damage right now, so we're down to 9. But, I mean, no thought, no hesitation. Just rip that right away. I guess it doesn't matter our land situation right now. We're up to 6. And I honestly think I will go with Lost in Littjara. Hope to drop off Gonna find a Nurturing Pixie again. We do have to consider our life total a little bit. It's just a Momo. Momo! Which is a flyer. And we do hit a land. Guys, part of me really wants to go Lost in Littjara. The smarter play is just playing out the Overlord right now. I'm just worried that the opponent will scoop it up because they only have 2 cards in hand. So I will go with Lost in Littjara. And let's hope that we can get a Shredder into the graveyard. No Shredder. Oh my gosh, these are actually terrible ones. I will draw a Yuna. We have enough to go with Esper Origins. We'll get rid of another land. How many Shredders do we play with? We play with 3 of them. I mean, yeah, you'd think that I don't have any of them in my deck. Aye. All right, and let's see who we're bringing back next turn. We're bringing back both our Overlords. So one of them is a flyer. One of them is a flyer. One gets to look for another Momo. They're playing with both Momo. I have my Momo over there. She's my cat. You guys can't see her. Oh, we take a massive chunk of damage. There is a Lost in Littjara. We only have 2 mana left over. We'll just have 1 flyer. Man, I wonder if the opponent will just be able to just finish this off. They were just too aggressive. So, like I said, guys. All right, we'll take this Overlord, and you know what? We'll actually go with another Lost in Littjara. How have we not found the cloning of Shredder? This is absolutely ridiculous. We are basically halfway through our deck, and we have not found a single one. Get to draw 2, which is 2 lands. Discard a card. We'll drop off Summon Bahamut. And if we can survive for 1 turn, I think we can get the opponent. But, oh my gosh, guys, this combo is really hard to pull off. And if they have a Sheltered by Ghosts, I have 6. Which, I mean, of course they do. Why would they not have it? They're able to find 2 Sheltered by Ghosts in the top 15 cards of their library. And I can't find a cloning of Shredder in the top half of my library. Shuffler's fine, guys. You can't complain about it. This is 5. This is 6 damage in the air. This is 6 damage in the air. What does that one do? They can station. I'm not sure what the opponent's plan was there. So 7 damage. So we are down to 1 HP and a dream. 1 HP and a dream. Opponent stations that one, and they station that one, which actually really nice. We are going to choose Yuna, of course. And this one, I think now we just play out full cost Overlord of the Mistmoors, get some flyers on the battlefield. And we actually get to make a copy of it because of Lost in Littjara. We punch in with these 2. Gain 6 life. We get to draw 2 cards off of this, and then Yuna number 1 is for Xiao, bringing back Summon Bahamut. And I think, let's take this Overlord. Create some land tokens, Summon Bahamut, definitely going to blow up the Sheltered by Ghosts. And opponent, we were down to 1 HP and a dream, guys. Again, going second. It got close, but keep that backhand strong and say, get him out of here. GG, double Yuna coming in absolutely clutch. And, I mean, we do play 3 copies, not 4 copies of Shredder, but we are over halfway through our deck, and we have not found it. This Shuffler is just against us. It gave them double Sheltered by Ghosts. It got close, guys, but like I said, don't call it a comeback because I never doubted it for a second. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, and this hand is actually looking pretty good. Again, cloning of Shredder, we do really want that one in our graveyard, not in our hand. Opponent shocks in a land. Is it a green landfall deck? This Overlord can actually drop off Cloning of Shredder, so that's pretty nice. So let's go with Cash Grab. Ooh, there's a Yuna. As much as I would like to take Starting Town, I think we have to take Yuna. And then next turn we go with Esper Origins, and we'll start looking for some lands. Did we get any enchantments? We did. We got Overlord of the Mistmoors. And it is a Badgermole Cub deck, so I think the real question we have to ask ourselves, do we live until turn 5? All right, let's go Esper Origins. Don't think we need those 2 cards at all. Now we can get a Hedge Maze down. Hopefully we can throw an enchantment in the graveyard. I guess we'll throw a Summon Fenrir there. And then next turn is Lost in Littjara. We get a Surveil 3. Hopefully one of them is a land on top. So then turn 5, we can go with a double Yuna, pull back a Overlord. Opponent is the Bloodthirsty Conqueror deck. That's pretty funny. Do another Yuna. That's all right. Hopefully we can get some power in the graveyard, summon Knights of Round, and another Overlord. Yikes. Don't call it a comeback, guys. I mean, they could just have an infinite life gain, life drain loop that pops off right now. I mean, they are in... I was going to say Golgari colors, so maybe they could destroy our enchantment, but it doesn't look like it. Opponent gains some life, draws a card. We're down to 11, but like I said, here is where the combo starts to come together. Create a token copy of Yuna. And for Shao, we will pull back... Oh, the blue Overlord's in our hand. I was like, I thought we had a blue Overlord in the graveyard, but no, he's in our hand, which is fine. All right, so we have some blockers, which is nice. Not quite enough to take out the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. But we have enough blockers on the ground. Opponent has a nowhere to run to actually get rid of our Knights of Round. That is unfortunate because we did bring it back with Yuna, so it does go into exile. Spring Bloom Druid, sack a land to put 2 lands on the battlefield. That's all right. Opponent with 3 mana to work with. Could be another nowhere to run. That's interesting that they're attacking with that land. I will block that guy with one of our tokens. Oh, a little bit of lag. Maybe they just wanted that token. That's fine. All right. I guess we can choose Overlord of the Mistmoors. Since he does have trample, we get down this land. We can play this Overlord for the full 5 mana. Draw 2 cards. And drop off a Cloning of Shredder, and then Overlord punches in. I guess that's the only one that needs to punch in for right now. Opponent takes the double block. All right. I'm fine losing that Overlord. A little bit unfortunate, but we gain 6 life. And guys, here is where this combo starts to pop off. We will pull back a Cloning of Shredder, and honestly, let's just get another Lost in Littjara. We want to keep that Overlord in the battlefield. Yes. Okay, wait. We're going to do it like this. We'll get that Summon Knights of Round into the battlefield. Because now this Cloning of Shredder can pull back a Summon Knights of Round. Oh, I guess we pulled back Lost in Littjara. Okay. I was like, because doesn't this unit get to take anything away? But no, we pulled back Lost in Littjara, so that's fine. Opponent's probably not attacking in because we have a lot of nice blockers. And look at this. Cloning of Shredder pops off, so we make a token copy of Summon Knights of Round. And here is where if we had Ojer attack, that would be really, really nice. Let's go with an Esper Origins. See if we can maybe put an Ojer attack in the graveyard. No Ojer attack. That's fine. Draw Yuna, that's also fine. And then I guess we attack with this one. I guess we can honestly just start putting tons of pressure on the opponent. So we will attack with, we'll attack like this. And this enchantment, these 2 enchantments have lifelink. Who else do we have in the graveyard? All right, let's put Cloning of Shredder in the graveyard. Alright, so opponent is taking a decent chunk of damage, and I think we still have enough mana to impend this Overlord. I really hope to get a Ojer attack in the graveyard. Oh, and we actually get to make a token copy of him. That's pretty funny. Discard a card. I guess the Meticulous Archives can go. This one we get to draw and discard. We'll drop off the Overlord. So, unfortunately, no Ojer attack. That is unfortunate, but this Yuna, again, you guys already know. How many copies of Cloning of Shredder? I don't know how many copies of Cloning of Shredder we play with, so I'm actually going to pull back Overlord with you, and let's honestly just take another Lost in Littjara. We're just lost in the sauce right now. Oh, man, these draws are pretty rough. Are we going to just mill ourselves? We're halfway through our library and have not found a Ojer attack yet, but I'll be honest, guys, I don't think the opponent wins next turn unless they just have a combo that makes us lose just half our life. They could have an infinite life drain, life gain combo, and there it is. That is just so unfortunate. Well, we do have enough blockers in the air. Man, we were so close, yeah. Opponent just has this just infinite combo. That is so unfortunate. I actually cannot believe it. I guess we can go with the Meticulous Archive on turn 1, and we will get a summoned Bahamut into the graveyard. That is a great card to pull back either with Yuna or maybe even with the cloning of Shredder. Day of Judgment's pretty nice. I guess we can go Esper Origins. If the opponent counters this one, we do have the flashback. Overlord could be a turn 4 play for us, so honestly, I think we do keep the Overlord, and we don't need the starting town. Turn 3 for us will be the cash grab. Maybe they are still the lesson deck. You just cannot escape this deck right now. So they could have a It'll Quench Ya, but I mean, countering cash grab won't be the worst thing in the world for us. There's a Yuna. Can we pull Yuna back? We can. Alright, so we do have Yuna. They probably know which card to counter now. They go with a sleight of hand? I'm confused what type of deck the opponent's playing. I'm confused about that a little bit. Alright, well, we can get down the Hushwood, and then we impend this Overlord. If it gets countered, again, having our enchantment creatures in the graveyard isn't the worst thing in the world. Honestly, I think what's worse than that is just how many counter spells we will have to fight our way through. Opponent definitely should not tap out this turn, but we can at least go with Esper Origins. That might eat another counter spell from them. And yeah, opponent is just playing everyone's favorite type of magic. Just do nothing, pass the turn, counter a bunch of spells on our turn. We'll actually go with this Overlord because we do have 2 mana. Just in case they did have a It'll Quench Ya. And 2, 4, 5. You know, next turn we will actually have 6 mana, so we could even cast Ojer attack. So honestly, I think we just get rid of a summon Bahamut. And then, yeah, we just pass it on back to the opponent. They probably go with an Abandoned Attachments or an Opt or just something to restock their hand a little bit. Draw 3 cards. And then discard 2 cards. And, yeah, an Opt. Opponent is playing with what looks to maybe be an Elemental deck. They're playing with Sunderflock, which, I mean, yeah, opponent is just going to do nothing after do nothing. Could get down one Yuna. Let's try it. I mean, we know it eats a counterspell right now. No counterspell. So maybe a burn spell. Could even be a bounce spell into the Flood Maw. We do have Ward 2 right now, which is nice. It is the crab, so they're going to tap us down. But that doesn't really do too much, because we still get the trigger off of Yuna, so I will 100% pull back Summon Bahamut. And then we get to destroy that crab right away. So opponent, you should have 100% countered this spell right here. I don't know if you have a counter spell with how many cards you've drawn. Okay, sure, they keep the crab alive, but you still have to deal with the Summon Bahamut, and we have Yuna, so I kind of like our position, if I'm being real. So they save their crab. They save their crab. Are they going to bounce this one? Bouncing this one back to our hand is actually the worst thing for us, because 9 mana is really expensive. But no, opponent does nothing. There is cloning of Shredder. So let's get down Ojer attack. Opponent didn't have a counterspell last turn. I don't think they'll have a counterspell this turn unless they literally drew it off the top. No, it's just the crab to tap down 2 creatures, and they can pay the ward 2, but then they are all tapped out. So yeah, opponent, I'm not really sure how much this is helping you, but sure. I mean, it's tax season. Pay the tax. Ojer attack comes down, goes to our end step. Yuna is going to bring back the Overlord. Could even bring back Summon Bahamut and then blow up the crab, but I think pulling back Overlord is pretty nice. Create those insect tokens that, of course, get tripled up thanks to Ojer attack. So yeah, opponent not having that counter spell. Let's absolutely go. GG. All right, ladies and gentlemen, opponent gets to go first. I feel like they've gone first all day, every day today. We will keep this, though. Could be a turn 3. Summon Fenny. Opponent goes with Dreaming of Beavers. That's okay. They got the Ventablack sleeves. Ooh, drawing a land. That's pretty rough. I don't think we need another one. There is Yuna. Y'all already know. We keep Yuna. We have no enchantments in the graveyard. Maybe Meticulous Archive can drop one off, though. Opponent's going to sneak attack critical. Hit us with the Dark Leo. And they get to create a Ninja. Day of Judgment. I mean, we will keep it. We will keep it. So we could play Yuna on turn 4, but we have no enchantments in the graveyard, so maybe our turn 4 will just have to be the Day of Judgment. Opponent is rocking with a lot of new cards from the new set, so props to them. Even though, man, I feel like so many of these new cards are just really, really powerful. We're down to 15. Summon Fenrir can be a blocker, but I mean, in Orzhov colors, probably playing with some form of removal. And then let's think about our lands. So double blue, double white. We don't have double green, so let's just pull back a forest. I'm not sure. I think we need double green for the green Overlord. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. And then it is a Splinter. Ninjas get pumped up. And then that's an easy block right there. Save 4 damage. We still take 5. So we're down to 10. Want to gain some life. Create some things. Drain us for even more. Yikes. So we did take quite a beating. Hopefully we can kind of stabilize right now. Opponent just has 2 cards in hand. I think we will have to drop down a Yuna. There's Dark Leo. Does get a equipped Fenny. I think we have to go Yuna, unfortunately. Pull back, summon Fenrir. Take land. Now I really don't think it matters. And then next turn we will have 8 mana, so then we can get down Summon Knights of Round, and then we'll have an indestructible blocker. The opponent punches through with your Death Touch. That is fine by me, buddy. Even if you do remove Yuna this turn, That is okay. Like I called it earlier, you know, in Orzhov colors, they're probably playing with some type of targeted removal, so that's fine. Drawing another land is not necessarily what we want to see, but, I mean, Summon Knights of Round is not a legendary creature, so he can just play out another one for the full, fair 8 mana cost. I think opponent is missing a few land drops, but they had a really explosive start. They also got to go first, so... Oh, an opponent did not like an indestructible creature. Let's absolutely go. GG. And he's like, man, this guy's not playing with any new cards. That's kind of lame. Opponent, I'm trying to get down Cloning of Shredder, but yeah, GG. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally get to go first after, honestly, what seems like forever. I'm trying to get one more game for you guys. And I can dig it. We get Ojer attack in the graveyard. Let's absolutely go. So this is a turn 2 cash grab, turn 3 flood pit, turn 4 lost in Littjara. Oh, I was supposed to play the forest. That's a big yikes moment. I got a little bit too ahead of myself. We definitely will go with Overlord. Nice little draw 2. Oh my gosh, and we can get rid of Cloning of Shredder. All right, let's hope that Lost in Littjara can find us a Yuna. Opponent is a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. Yikes. I have not seen the Synthesizer in a hot minute. So Lost in Littjara. Please find us a Yuna. We get a triple Scry. Do not find it. We will get rid of those 3. All right, hopefully it is a Yuna off the top. Come on, guys, please. This is the whole reason why I built this deck. Even if they destroy this enchantment, they have a Ghost Vacuum. There is absolutely no way they play that. I have not seen a ghost. There is a way better card from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set. Oh, that is just, I mean, terrible. Well, he takes our... It really doesn't matter. That is wild. Oh, well, good on the opponent. They got the tech, but do they have a board wipe? And we didn't even find the Yuna anyway. Card name, well, we're going to name Overlord of the Hauntwoods, and we will punch in. And get to create 2 more land tokens. Hopefully we can find Summon Bahamut pretty soon, because then we can blow up the Ghost Vacuum. And they just take all that damage. That's honestly kind of wild. Land... and a Esper Origins. Let's rip a Esper Origins. Honestly, I will keep both those. And then, I mean, I guess we can get Starting Town down. And just end the turn. Just end the turn. Opponent's got a 3 steps ahead. That's the reason why I kept the Day of Judgment. They're just going to have a million fat tokens right now. We do have a flyer, though. Overlord of the Floodpits can go over the top. He takes our other Esper Origins. I don't want to go with Cash Grab right now. We are a third of the way through our deck, and we have not found a Yuna. I'm just pointing that out right now. Opponent gets to create 2 more tokens. Does he have a way of interacting with our Overlord of the Floodpits? It's our turn. Doesn't look like it. So, opponent, I will just happily punch in for 5. Get to draw 2. Still no Yuna. Can you guys believe it? Well, the Surveil land is actually pretty nice. We'll just drop off a forest. Big smack. Let's go with I mean, might as well just go with the summon Fenrir. Might have it 3 steps ahead. No 3 steps ahead. Just take a land out of the deck. And I don't think there's a need to wipe the board. We have the opponent. And you know the funniest thing about this game? We had everything lined up. We finally found Shredder. We got Ojer in the graveyard. We are nearly halfway through our deck, and we have not found one of our 4 copies of Yuna. The shuffler really just does not want us to have any fun. And you know the funniest thing about this? The opponent has the tech card against us, and I mean, yeah, we have not been able to pull anything back from our graveyard. Absolutely wild. All right, we have 3 blockers. They got the Extinguisher Battleship. Well, that really sucks for us. So Day of Judgment is going to go pretty hard. So 4 damage to everything. So we still have 2 blockers. And they can blow up 1 land. Honestly, they should get rid of the Everywhere land. But, I mean, hey, opponent, you do you. Cash Grab is instant speed. All right, that is something I can get behind. Opponent has just 2 cards in hand. All right, and yeah, we do have to block all those guys. We take 9 damage. And then we go with a little cash grab. Ooh, Summon Knights of Round is pretty nice because he is indestructible. And there is a Lost in Littjara. So what we're going to do, we're going to rip the Day of Judgment and get all this trash out of my face. Don't want to see it. And then, how much mana do we have? Let's hit them with the QQ. 2, 4, 6, 7 mana. Yeah, so we play Lost in Littjara. Why did it tap the mana like that? Oh my gosh, we really don't need those 3 lands deck, please. This is crazy. We are over halfway through our deck and we have not found a Yuna. Absolutely wild. And then we should have 1 blue source left over. Of course we don't, because I hit him with the QQ. Not sure why it's given us black mana. Definitely don't need an Ojer deck. Thank you. And like I said, it would have been nice to have blue mana because we could have impended this Overlord, but yeah. It's all good. Hopefully, next card is Yuna. What is the percent chance to draw? It's a 15% chance to draw a Yuna. But if we don't, we can cast Summon Knights of Round, and we get to create a copy of it. So then we'll at least have 2 indestructible blockers. Opponent has a Consult the Star Charts, and they do kick it. 2/4, so they have 5 mana to work with. So they probably find a 3 mana artifact. Honestly, looking 9 cards deep, they find another Simulacrum Synthesizer. I can nearly guarantee you guys that they don't. Of course, we don't find Yuna, but honestly, summon Bahamut, maybe even better. Opponent could have a 3 steps ahead, but we still get to make 1 copy of Lost in Littjara. Yeah, opponent copies that. I think we still get a copy of Summon Bahamut, though. Yeah, we still get 1 copy of him. And opponent, this trashy Ghost Vacuum can get out of here. I'm tired of seeing it, even though maybe I took out all the Yunas in between games. There is a chance that that happened. And I am going to impend this Overlord. We get to draw 2 cards right now. We have to find a... No, we don't even have 2 to pay. That is wild. All right, opponent, you got it. You got it. Do you have a way of removing this Summon Bahamut? If you don't, we will just blow up one of your Simulacrum Synthesizers. You can probably create a ton of tokens. That's 2 tokens right there. How many 3 steps ahead? We've seen 2 3 steps ahead, and that's it. This is honestly crazy. This is so sad when this happens. We're nearly a third of the way through our deck, and we have not found one of our 4 drops. Or not 4 drops. We have 4 copies of a card, and we have not found it. And I'll be honest, that is tilting your boy a little tiny bit. Opponent goes with a kick, consult star chart, so they get to look 10 cards deep. They honestly probably find another Simulacrum Synthesizer. That's how I felt like that Screamo dude right there. I don't know if you guys heard it or not. The background tunes. Go back 5 seconds and you'll hear it. That's how I feel right now. Sure, opponent, I don't really care about that. I don't get why you're not making more copies of Simulacrum Synthesizer. Day of Judgment was an amazing pickup, so get that Simulacrum Synthesizer trash out of here. Summon Bahamut will punch in. Opponent's forced to block. And that is a nice little board wipe right there. And then we still have enough mana to get down a Summon Knights of Round. And our card draw off the top was Day of Judgment. I'm not complaining about that, but... Please, deck, give me Yuna. That's all I asked for. Opponent with a Heap Harvest and just 1 card in hand. And it is a land. They can create a fish token. I don't really care about that. I mean, at this point, I think we basically win. We win if we attack all out, because he can only block 1 of them, and that's 6 damage getting through. I kind of want to see if Yuna's in our deck. So we won the game right there, guys. Well, no, I guess he could have made a fish token to block 1 of them. Should have maybe attacked all out. I felt like that Screamo guy again. How long is this video? No, not this video. We've been recording for 20 minutes. I don't know if we had a game before this. Opponent got a double card draw, so they're playing it pretty smart. And like I said, we should have won this game. Like I said, we could have attacked all out. I want to actually, at this point, I kind of hope that Yuna is right there. Opponent is playing with the Doppelgang. That is too funny, my boy. Sure. Finally, we found a Yuna. It is just a little bit too late. But like I said, we would have won last turn if we attacked all out. And then... let's bring Ojer back, but opponent's just going to attack all out. I don't think there's anything we could have played. Opponent has 22 tokens. Opponent has an Ugin as well. I have no idea what this guy is honestly just playing everything. I thought he was a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, but I guess not. Of course, he has the Ghost Vacuum. Another one. He actually gets rid of the... oh my gosh, guys. This honestly was one of the most frustrating games of Magic, and I'm including it. It's going to be the last game. Honestly insane. Alright, opponent, sure. Absolutely one of the most disgusting games of Magic you will ever witness. I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to the post-game wrap, and we looked at my Lost in Yuna deck, as I call it. You can see the title of the deck, Lost in Yuna, because we play Lost in Littjara. And then on chapter 2, you can make a copy of the next creature you play, except it isn't legendary. So then you get 2 copies of Yuna on the battlefield, and then at your end step, you get to pull 2 enchantments back. The dream scenario, which I can't remember if it happened or not, because I played this deck a little bit yesterday. Was it yesterday? I can't remember. I played quite a few games today as well. And man, some games it just seemed like we could not find our cloning of Shredder, which was really unfortunate. Let me go back 1 second. So the Dreamland scenario is to have 2 Yunas on the battlefield, and then one of them can pull back the cloning of Shredder, because this is an enchantment, so Yuna can pull this one back. And then, of course, with the other Yuna, you can maybe find one of your other really good enchantments, like summon Bahamut, summon Knights of Round, or one of the Overlords, blue, green, or white one. All of those are really, really good hits. But then one of the Yunas brings back Cloning of Shredder, and then Cloning of Shredder can pull a creature back. It doesn't have to be an enchantment creature. So then ideally you would pull back Ojer. And then the Cloning of Shredder, Ojer is exiled. It's chapter 2 and 3, so you get to create tokens of the exiled creature. And Ojer, of course, says if 1 or more tokens are created, you create triple the amount of tokens as well. So, like I said, that is the Christmas Disneyland Dreamland scenario. The chance that it happens, very, very low. Like I said, I can't remember if we pulled it off or not. Maybe we were going to pull it off in one of the games, but the opponent scooped it up. But what happens, I don't want to say more often than not, but a more realistic playline is honestly just getting Lost in Littjara down and a Yuna Hope of Spira. The chance that that happens is a lot higher, of course. And then, I mean, just having 2 Yunas pulling 2 enchantments back is really, really nice. Let's put a little asterisk next to that, though, because you do need enchantments in the graveyard, and that's kind of hard to pull off sometimes. Even though we have a few decent ways of getting enchantments in the graveyard. I mean, Cash Grab and Esper Origins can help with that. Some of our Surveil lands, like the Meticulous Archive and the Hedge Maze, can help us do that. And then, of course, the Overlord of the Floodpits can help with that as well. So you see this package right here is a little tiny way. And let's not forget chapter 1 of Lost in Littjara. You get a triple Surveil right there. So let's honestly throw that one here as well. And then, yeah, we have a little tiny bit of ramp with Summon Fenrir and Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Both those help you ramp a little tiny bit as well to hopefully get some of these cards in the graveyard. What I do like about the Overlord is you can drop off one of these cards in your hand, which is really nice because we don't really have a way of doing that. So yeah, you know, maybe you have one of these in your hand and you're like, I really want the Cloning of Shredder in the graveyard. Well, then Overlord of the Floodpits is the only one that can help with that. Yeah, honestly, maybe you would want another card that you can drop off a card in your hand. But yeah, I'm straying a little bit off the beaten path right now. I had 2 copies of Day of Judgment. I went up to 4 copies of Day of Judgment just because there honestly are quite a few aggro decks or go wide decks. I played against a mono red aggro deck, which I have not seen in ages. Played against a few mono white life gain decks. What else have I played? I played against an Orzhov kind of life gain ninja deck as well. So I think, yeah, honestly, having more copies of Day of Judgment is better than the 2 copies of the Get Lost. Just because, again, if any of these cards are in our graveyard, I mean, even if Summon Fenrir is in the graveyard, he is an enchantment that Yuna can bring back, probably is the worst one to bring back. But even still, if Summon Fenrir is in the graveyard because you had to rip a Day of Judgment, it's not the worst thing in the world. So I think 4 copies of Day of Judgment is where you're at. And guys, we're tuning in just right after that last game, which I think we went down to 23 cards in our library. Believe it or not, we do have 4 copies of Yuna. I mean, that game, that, like I said, was maybe one of the worst games of Magic you'll ever see. We could have finished off the opponent that one turn when we had the Summon Knights of Round, because they just had 1 blocker. We had the 3 tokens we could attack with, plus Summon Knights of Round, so that is 9 damage, and opponent only had 1 blocker. So we definitely had the opponent. They hit us with the Doppelgang, which was pretty funny, but yeah. This deck, I do really like it. It is 2 thumbs up for me. For the fun department, this is a really fun deck. When you play Yuna, I mean, she's a fan favorite. People love her. And like I said, when you combo that with Lost in Littjara, that we definitely did pull off in a few games where you get the 2 copies of Yuna, and then you can pull 2 enchantments back, which is really, really nice. So that combo I absolutely love. And like I said in the deck intro, I've never seen anyone play Lost in Littjara, so I'm calling it a new card. And it does fit in this deck pretty decently as well. The Surveil 3 is pretty nice. So yeah, this combo I do really, really like. I think we maybe, dreamt a little bit too big, trying to get the cloning of Shredder and Ojer extra combo on top. That, like I said, is the extra. That's the little, when they make an epic milkshake for you and then they fill it with whipped cream and then they put the cherry on top. Honestly, this Yuna deck kind of is like a milkshake with whipped cream. The cherry on top is the Lost in Littjara. That's a little tech that, like I said, I've never seen anyone play. So that's the cherry on top. This extra combo of cloning of Shredder and Ojer, that is like when they take like the chocolate powder tin and they kind of bop it to have a little tiny bit of chocolate sprinkles on top of everything else, even that little cherry on top. That's what this combo is right here. So if you guys probably want to make this deck a little bit more consistent, I would maybe cut these 5 cards right here. And then, I mean, if we're being honest, probably go up another copy of Overlord of the Floodpits, just because dropping off cards in your hand is pretty nice. Maybe honestly go up 2 copies of Overlord in the Floodpits, and then you still have 3 copies left over, so maybe go up, another copy of Summon Bahamut, maybe another copy of Summon Knights of Round, and another copy of Overlord. You can play around with it a little bit, but yeah, like I said, these 2 cards, really just the extra chocolatey powder flakes on top. So yeah, I've definitely been rambling long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed the games because this was a really, really fun deck. I'm filming this on Friday. I'll probably stream a little bit more of this deck tomorrow just because, like I said, it is a fan favorite. I do try and stream every Saturday. I've been able to do that for the past few weeks. So if you do want to come hang out with me, this video is coming out on Monday, but you guys can bet your bottom dollar that this upcoming Saturday I'll be streaming as well. So I've been rambling long enough. If you guys made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. It does help me out tremendously. And I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.